Hi viewers, new and old. Just here for my introduction video. Long overdue, I know. Considering I've been on the VC 8 or 9 months now. Something like that. Playing in the background, one of my favorite albums of all time. Not quite in this list, but right almost up there. It's the Bonniwell Music Machine. And what I mean by not quite up in this list is, what I'm going to be doing for this video is my top 32 albums of all time. Oh, trying to get some balance. Here, cartoon. Stay. Okay. So basically, yeah, what I'm going to be doing is my 32 favorite albums of all time. First started out as 10 favorite albums of all time, then it went to 15, then 20, then 25, then 30, then 32. So, basically, I guess I should tell everybody, I'm sure most of you viewers that have been watching my channel for a long time know a lot about me. Oh, by the way, cheers, VC. Drinking raspberry lemonade. It's hot here in Washington State. I live in the Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, Seattle area. Well, I live in Bellevue and Redmond. My parents are divorced, but I'm in Seattle a lot. But anyways, yeah. So basically, as you could probably tell by my channel name, if you're watching this within the next few months, my name's Blake. And what I mean by that is I'm going to change my channel name maybe. I want to get an actual channel name. I mean, I've been looking for a good channel name for a while. I've been thinking about it. I just really think it's important to have a catchy channel name like a lot of people in my own community do. I'm 15 years old. Been collecting vinyl for about 4 years. Since I was about 11. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be doing a room tour. I know a lot of you have asked about that. Check out two of my friends' channels too that are in my band. My friend Eric the Viking, he does vinyl videos also. He's 14, and my friend Will, who's also 14, does vinyl videos too. His name's Lucifer Samuel. So yeah, on to the list. First off here, I just did a video on these guys. It's not uploaded yet, but I will upload that along with this video. This is Rodriguez Cold Fact. Love this album. Great kind of psychedelic folk album. And there's even one kind of fuzz rock song on here, Only Good for Conversation. Because I know Rodriguez, what he did originally is he just went in and recorded his acoustic parts. Wouldn't be Light in the Attic. They didn't put a book pamphlet thing in here. That's what I love about Light in the Attic too. They're a great label based out of Seattle. They have a bunch of good releases. They have this Rodriguez. I mean, Rodriguez, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about him. Watch the Searching for Sugarman documentary. He was basically a folk artist from the early 70s that went undiscovered till a few years ago, and he turns out he was like basically like as big as John Lennon in Africa, but in South Africa. But anyway, watch the documentary. Really love Only Good for Conversation and Crucify Your Mind. Check out those two tracks. Number 32, Rodriguez. Coming in at number 31, Bad Brains. If you like reggae, if you like punk, check out this album. I guess you could call it kind of proto-ska on the Roy label. Not original, obviously, but yeah, this album I just really love. Big Takeover. That's one of my favorite songs. I really love I. If you want to check out 3 Bad Brain songs, check out Big Takeover, Sailin' On, and I Love Jaw. Those are 3 of my favorites. Coming in at number 31. And coming in at number 30, King Crimson, The Court of the Crimson King. Iconic album cover. Starts out with the pretty heavy, jazzy, proggy 21st Century Schizoid Man, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard. And then some Monarch pressing, by the way, and ends with and then it goes into the mellow I Talk to the Wind, and then eventually the songs get a little bit more like eerie and kind of suspenseful until they work their way up to the epic In the Court of the Crimson King. To get into this album, if I were you guys, I'd check out the songs Into the 21st Century Schizoid Man and In the Court of the Crimson King. That's number 30. And at number 29, Dio's first album, Holy Diver. Just really love this album. Used to sing along to this when I was little, and I could still sing before my voice changed. And I just really love this album. course, my favorite song on here is Stand Up and Shout, but of course the songs Holy Diver, Rainbow in the Dark, and Don't Talk to Strangers, those were kind of the big songs. And Straight Through the Heart. If you need a few songs to check out on here to get into this album, in my opinion, would be the two biggest singles, Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard this. Oh, and with this Bonniwell Music Machine, a few songs to check out would be, God, every song on this album is just really good, even though it's not on my list. The Eagle Never Hunts the Fly, probably one of the heaviest songs of the 60s. Another really heavy fuzz rock, kind of more psychedelic band to check out is Clear Light. Listen to their song Mr. Blue, it's really heavy. Talk Me Down, it's a pretty good song. Really love Double Yellow Lion. This whole album, just check out any song on this album, actually. But, yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the genres I mainly focus on are metal and psychedelic rock, or fuzz rock. So, yeah, and I really do love folk too, on from a really kick-ass, happy metal album, well, not all happy, but Holy Diver by Dia, on to, what is it, number 28 now? Yeah, Nick Drake, Pink Moon, probably one of my favorite album covers of all time, really depressing. Of course, Drake's last album before he allegedly overdosed on depressant medication. I don't know if it was purpose or what, but just kind of tragic. Kind of a lost soul kind of character, and it really shows in his music. Though I've heard that he was actually pretty happy during these sessions, but it didn't show very much on the album cover or the music, but it's just such a great album. Listen to this album. Some tracks I'd recommend listening to are, of course, the song Pink Moon, and what's my other favorite song? I always forget the name of it, even though I listen to it. Oh, Place to Be. Listen to Place to Be, or Things Behind the Sun's another one. And next up, Vondergraaf Generator. I have a better copy of this. I know this one's all torn up. This is an original German copy. I just figured since I could show the gatefold, which is also torn up. The Genius of Peter Hamel, of course. Number 20, what are we at now? I should forget. Number 27. If you want to get into this album, listen to the songs Lemmings and Man Urge. I mean, those are Peter Hamel's best. I don't know if I said that's the name of this album, is Pawn Hearts, though. It's kind of like the King Crimson. It's a kind of, I mean, the King Crimson's not as much undiscovered, but this is kind of an undiscovered, in my opinion, undiscovered prog rock classic. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of psychedelic. It's a bit more like the King Crimson song 21st Century Schizoid Man, but it's all like that. It's all pretty heavy. It gets slow sometimes though, but it's all pretty like upbeat. And next up, the Stooges, Raw Power. Everybody knows the song Search and Destroy. And of course the song Gimme Danger. My two favorite songs in here are probably two of the harder songs to get into, which are, and this album's not that hard to get into, but my two favorite songs in here are Need Somebody and Penetration. Number 26. I recommend you guys listen to the songs, the two biggest songs in here, which are the song Search and Destroy and of course, Gimme Danger. James Williamson, just such an underrated guitarist. I Need Somebody kind of has like a jazz kind of skiffle, a little bit of skiffle sort of influence. And Penetration, just raw, nasty, and in your face. This album's just iconic. And number 25, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Uplift Mofo Party Plan. And there's a song on here called Behind the Sun, and it's not like Nick Drake's Things Behind the Sun, because this song is really happy and cool and kind of psychedelic. The Nick Drake song's cool though too, but it's just kind of gloomy. But this album is just so great. The last album, of course, with Hillel Slovak before he died, and with Jack Irons before he quit, and he eventually joined Pearl Jam also. Recommend you guys check out the tracks here. What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, recommend you guys check out the tracks Fight Like a Brave, Me and My Friends, and Behind the Sun. One of my favorite songs in here are probably No Trump, Love Sucker, and Behind the Sun. So, And there's some hilarious Anthony Kiedis lyrics on here. Number 25, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Uplift Mofo Party 20. And next up, kind of a psychedelic garage rock band coming in at number 24 from in my neck of the woods in Washington. This is the Wailers, Out of Our Tree. And I do love the Sonics too, and I do have their original pressing of their first album. This is an original pressing of this too, Out of Our Tree. And I just like the Wailers a bit more. I know the Wailers kind of heard the Sonics though, and they kind of tried to go for that sound with this album, kind of a little bit more of a Little Richard kind of sound, but it's like a really great kind of proto-punk album, really. And I think Kent Morell, nothing against Jerry Rosley, I think he's a great singer and everything, but I think Kent Morell is a bit better of a singer, and he had more of a bit of a gospel background. Jerry Rosley kind of more screamed, but even though I do love the Sonics. Of course, there's some garage rock standards on here, but they're kind of cool on the Wailers, Doubt, Mercy Mercy, Hang On Sleepy, and Summertime. See, that's the thing about the Sonics and the Wailers, they both had their own unique garage sounds. And Dirty Robber, which is a remake of one of their songs from 1959, and you actually check out the original Dirty Robber too, it's really heavy. Of course, they're garage rock standard, Out of Our Tree. So, at number 24, Out of Our Tree by the Wailers. Listen to the songs Out of Our Tree and Dirty Robber to get into this. And Spirit, 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus, featuring one of my favorite guitar players of all time, Randy California. Everybody in this band, Ed Cassidy didn't really write that much, though he was a great drummer. Everybody in this band wrote, pretty much. Of course, there's great poppy songs like Animal Zoo, kind of Mr. Skin, kind of, I guess. I guess that one's a little bit harder to get into. And then there's weird kind of songs where they use like bells, and then there's a lot of reverse stuff in there, like reverse keyboards and stuff. Love Has Found a Way, and Space Child, the cool John Locke song, and Prelude, Nothing to Hide, kind of a suspenseful song. Two songs I'd recommend to get into this album would be Animal Zoo and Prelude / Nothing to Hide, coming in at number 23. At number 22, The Replacements' Tim. Kind of reminds me of growing up. I don't know why. Growing up in a small town. Not quite like you might think of like John Cougar Mellencamp though, but kind of like these kids are probably kind of, I know, like I'm actually seeing them this summer, but Paul Westerberg and Tommy Stinson and stuff, they were kind of the outcasts, and there's songs like just great pop songs on here. They just kind of transitioned over from total hardcore to pop and hardcore to then just a bit of hardcore and pop to this, which is pretty much just pop. And there's great songs like I really love Hold My Life, Bastards of Young, and Left of the Dial. And those would actually be 3 songs that I'd recommend to listen to this album. Coming in at number 22, I believe. 22, 23, 24, 32, yeah, 22. And number 21, band that greatly influenced the Replacements. This is Big Star. In fact, they actually wrote a song about Alex Chilton, who produced their record after Tim. I'm trying to think of the name about it. I have it. Night Pleased to Meet Me. But anyway, yeah, I really believe the driving force behind this band was, I mean, Alex Chilton was too, but Chris Bell on this first album, he's just musical genius. Watch this documentary. This is one of my favorite documentaries of all time, actually. Big Star, Nothing Can Hurt Me. There's some hilarity in here. There's some really sad parts. Some hilarious stuff about Chris Bell, like when he first was at Ardent Records. He was in like one of the, like, manager of Ardent Records. Like he was sitting. The guy from Ardent Records like walked into his like room there, and Chris Bell was on his desk with his feet up like this, like smoking a cigarette or smoking a cigar, just like sitting there. But yeah, listen to the songs. Feel, The Ballad of El Gudu, In the Street, of course, was on That 70s Show, but it was covered by Cheap Trick, and 13. First 4 songs. And I really love the India song too by Andy Hummel, and Watch the Sunrise. You know, this album's just a masterpiece. Number 21. And number 20, Gotta Have Some Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. My 2 favorite songs in here would probably be 1983 and Merman and I Shall Be, and Voodoo Child, the full 15-minute version, and of course, Light Return's great too. And this features hits like Crosstown Traffic, Voodoo Child, Slight Return, All Along the Watchtower. House is Burning Down, so heavy. I think he's using a Leslie speaker plugged into his guitar Hendrix through a lot of this, or they just used a lot of like, weird organ sounds like on 1983 Merman I Shall Be and House is Burning Down. It's just, this album's just so unique. I just love Hendrix. He's one of my favorite guitar players. Coming in at number 20. And then coming in at number 19, my favorite guitar player of all time, Randy Rhoads. This is Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman. Of course, Ozzy's second solo effort. I don't know, I think it's kind of unfair to call this an Ozzy album. It's more, here, I'm going to turn this up a bit, a Randy Rhoads album. Sorry if the fan in the background's making too much noise. The song Diary of a Madman, just genius. Randy, just love Randy's guitar playing so much. Every song in here, Over the Mountain, of course, Over the Mountain and Flying High Again, kind of the kind of poppier songs on here, I guess you could say, but they're heavy, really heavy, kind of meant for being singles. I know Over the Mountain, I think, Over the Mountain, I think, was kind of the single on here. And You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, beautiful playing from Randy Rhoads. Of course, rest in peace, Randy. And I actually have his guitar pick. I told this story before. Was at a place, a music shop, that had Randy Rhoads' guitar, and I actually took the pick out of the case. So there's Randy Rhoads' guitar pick. It was one of Randy's original strats from when he played Quiet Riot, and the pick was in there, and it just excellent. There's Randy Rhoads' pick. And coming in at number 18, the Rolling Stones' Aftermath. Genius album. This was the start of Brian Jones' downfall. Of course, he didn't write that many songs, but he added his own the mono pressing. I need to get a stereo. This is like a fold down or whatever. But I need to get I need to get a stereo. But Brian Jones added a lot of weird instrumentation to this album. Of course, there's like marimba on here and stuff, and harmonica. I really love the song Stupid Girl, and I really love Under My Thumb. Of course, this has Paint It Black and Under My Thumb, which are two of their big hits. My two favorite songs are probably Stupid Girl, Under My Thumb, or Think. I really love Think. If you want to get into this album, of course, check out Paint It Black and Under My Thumb. Oh yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but if you want to get into this album, check out Flying High Again and Over the Mountain. And if you want to get into this album, check out 1983 Merman, Voodoo Child, Slight Return, and All Along the Watchtower. And if you want to get into this album, yeah, I said check out the first 4 songs. So there's that at number 18. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay. Wait. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm losing my place. Okay, and number 17, of course, gotta have some Led Zeppelin. This is Led Zeppelin 2. My favorite song, or one of my favorite Zeppelin songs is on here, What Is and What Should Never Be. Love that gatefold. Iconic album cover, of course. I go back and forth on my Led Zeppelin albums. I need to get a Robert Ludwig pressing of that, because I know it's the best one. I want to get the reissue eventually. Of course, if you want to get into this album, listen to Heartbreaker and A Whole Lot of Love. I'm sure most of you guys have heard like every song on this album. But yeah, number 17, Led Zeppelin 2. And number 16, The Doors, Strange Days. Darkest album in my opinion by them. There's songs that feature kind of dark topics, signed by John Densmore, by the way. Like the song Strange Days, Your Lost Little Girl is really dark. It's like the darkest Doors song in my opinion. Original Electric Gold label. What else is really dark? Horse Latitudes, just Jim Morrison doing his poetry and screaming pretty much. If you want to get into this album, check out the song Strange Days, and Love Me 2 Times. Next up, mono pressing, original US mono pressing of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, of course, by a band you've never heard of called The Beatles. Yep, and I have to change this. But, yeah, my favorite songs on Sgt. Pepper's would have to be Fixing a Hole. I think that's the most underrated Beatles song, great Paul song. And A Day in the Life, of course, everybody loves that song. But, yeah, this has the kind of dumb, kind of cardboard cutout thing. The gatefold. Yeah, coming in at number 15. If you want to get into this album, most of the songs Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and the song A Day in the Life. And one of my favorites, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Been listening to this a lot lately. Really love Sabracadabra and A National Acrobat, Killing Yourself to Live, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, the song. Has the lyric sheet, original US pressing. I believe, I don't know if this one came on actually, it might have came on the Green Hornet label, I believe it's an original. If you want to get into this album, check out the song Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, which is another one of my favorite Sabbath songs. And National Acrobat, those are the first two songs. And next up, Purple Fern, Richie Blackmore, one of my favorite guitarists of all time. Check out, what number are we at? 13, at number 13. This has the lyric sheet too, I believe. If you want to get into this album, check out the songs Burn, and just Lay Down, Stay Down's a good one to check out, or You Fool No One. My favorite songs on here would have to be Sail Away, Might Just Take Your Life, and Burn. A200's kind of a cool instrumental too. Blackmore's best work, I know he wasn't crazy about this phase. Just love Glenn Hughes too. I think he's a really cool person. And of course this features a young David Coverdale who was later going to form Whitesnake. And next up, this is, of course, gotta have a Pink Floyd album, Saucer Full of Secrets. I really love Lucifer Sam and what's it called? Oh my god, Astronomy Donomy. And if you want to get into this album, check out those two songs. Sid Barrett at his best, in my opinion. Though I do love his solo work, I think that's where he was his best in early Floyd. And next up, this is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. This has the tattoos in it too, I just don't want to take them out. Really love, my favorite songs in here would probably be I really love My Michelle, It's So Easy, Night Train, Out to Get Me. And if you want to get into this album, I'm sure most of you have heard this. Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, and Sweet Child of Mine. Coming in at number something. I don't know. How many do I have left? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wow, so we're in the top 10 now. I guess that was number 10. And next up here, I'm just gonna stop doing the numbers till my top 5. This is Mudhoney's Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge. Of course, Mudhoney from my neck of the woods in Seattle. Great band. I just love this record. This record sticks out to me more than any other records except maybe Superfuzz Big Muff. It's a reissue. But yeah, I've actually got to see Mudhoney like 4 or 5 times now. I have all their autographs except I don't have the original bassist Matt Lukin, but I do have their new bassist Guy Stevenson. I believe that was his last name. I'm trying to remember what it says on here. I don't know, I'm not good at reading cursive. I know that's Mark Arm, that's Steve Turner, and oh, there's Dan Peters. There's Crash. But just great album. Favorite songs on here would have to be Something So Clear, Good Enough, Thorn, and Move Out. If you want to get into this album, check out the songs Let It Slide, and Good Enough. Next up, this is an underrated album in my opinion. Blood, Sweat and Tears, Child is Father to the Man, Al Kooper at his best. Oh my god, this album's amazing. Original in the cellophane. You see this album everywhere. It's a psych funk masterpiece. Of course, Al Kooper and Steve Katz quit the Blues Project in '67 or so. Well, I know first just Al Kooper did. He went to form Blood, Sweat, and he went to do a solo career, but it didn't work out very well for him. So he got Steve Katz on board with the idea that he had for the Blues Project to make them more horn-oriented, and the other guys in the Blues Project didn't want to do it, so they went off and formed Blood, Sweat and Tears. And of course, Al Kooper was only on board for one album, unfortunately, and then David Clayton Thomas took over, who I'm not a huge fan of that era, though I do like the first 2 Blood, Sweat and Tears albums with them. But I mean, I really love, oh my god, there is something here. Tim Buckley cover, Morning Glory is great, with Steve Katz singing. my favorite songs on here are probably I Can't Quit Her and My Days Are Numbered. If you want to get into this, check out I Love You More Than You'll Ever Know and House in the Country. And next up, this is Metallica's Ride the Lightning. This album really got me into metal. Original Canadian pressing. But, I mean, this album's just so great. Fade to Black, song, Ride the Lightning, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fight Fire with Fire. This album's just so heavy. Of course, featuring the late, great Cliff Burton on bass. And if you want to get into this album, check out For Whom the Bell Tolls and Fade to Black or Ride the Lightning. Just making sure my camera's not running out. Oh, and first off, I'm gonna stop here for a minute to go into the first 3 CDs I got, and then the first 2 records I got, because one of them's on this list. First CD I got when I was really little, The Beatles Past Masters Volume 1. And it's thrashed, and there's actually like some wear on here. It's like CD ringware. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. But yeah, the spindle hole broke and probably really scratched up. I just won't take it out though because I'm trying to move along here. All early Beatles, and then the next CD I got was Little Richard. It's probably not that common of a CD. It's on the specialty label, of course, his original label. Didn't used to listen to this that much when I was little, but got it. Anyways, and then Chuck Berry, the Millennium Collection. Also really thrashed. But, and then I got these 2 records the same day. I don't remember which one I got first though. I got one at Appriss Books and one at a place here called Frank's Magic Garage. Frank basically just runs a kind of record store out of his garage. It's really cool. If you're from like the Redmond, Washington area, check him out. Oh yeah, and this Spirit, by the way, was, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it was owned by the owner of the store. He bought it when he was like 10 years old. So go check them out too, Vortex Records. But I bought this one first because my uncle had it and I thought it was hilarious. It's Chipmunk Punk, of course by Alvin and the Chipmunks, featuring Simon, Theodore, and Alvin. But of course this features covers, like there's a Cars cover on here, Let's Go. Frustrated, I believe, is, yeah, it's a Knack cover, and so is My Sharona. Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen, You May Be Right by Billy Joel, Call Me by Blondie. Don't remember who Good Girls Don't's by, or How Do I Make You. Of course, Refugee by Tom Petty, but this is just kind of hilarious. Turn it on 45, and you might be able to just, like, kill all the birds or something in the world with the high-pitched noises. And then I also got this. We're not quite. This is number 6. Who's Next by The Who. Just love this album. Pete Townsend is best. Love Ain't For Keepin's one of my favorite songs on here. Going Mobile. The Song's Over. Of course, everybody's heard Baba O'Reilly, Won't Get Fooled Again, Behind Blue Eyes. Those would be the 3 I'd recommend to get into this album. But I'm not sure if I got this one or Chipmunk Punk first. And Chipmunk Punk's not on this list, just to let you guys know. I'm just showing it because it was one of the first records I got. And next up, this is the Meat Puppets 2. And I actually got to see and meet the Meat Puppets. I actually didn't get to meet Kurt, but I got to meet Chris, and he drew a drawing on there, which I thought was really cool. And they're still awesome live. I did a review of the concert. Go and see the Meat Puppets. They're one of the most important bands ever. I have all the stickers and my ticket stuff back there. But, so nice, just cool guys. I mean, of course, this features 3 of their biggest songs, Plateau, Oh Me, and Like a Fire, because they were all featured on the Nirvana MTV Unplugged session. So, great psychedelic country punk album, everything. I mean, just check out this album. If you want to check out this album, check out Lake of Fire, Plateau, and Oh Me. I don't know what my favorite song there would be. I love Aurora Borealis. I can never pronounce that. I know it's a Nikola Tesla invention, so I'm not stupid. And at number 4, Soundgarden's Super Unknown. Great album. Again, like the Meat Puppets, covers a lot of different genres. I don't know what my favorite songs on here would be. Maybe Half, 4th of July, Fresh Tendrils, Like Suicide. This whole album is just great. Of course, if you want to check this album out, listen to the songs Black Hole Sun, Spoon Man, and Super Unknown. Black Hole Sun and of course Spoon Man are their big hits. Or one of my least favorite songs on here that I still love, Fell on Black Days. Then here's the book. This is the reissue, obviously. Pretty expensive. Had to pay a lot for this. It's a pretty expensive reissue. Custom labels. So yeah, coming in at number 4, Super Unknown by Soundgarden. And time for my top 3 albums of all time. These top 6 were pretty much albums that kind of changed the way I love music and thought of music. This is at number 3, Jeff Buckley's Grace. Just great music, of course, the son of the late Tim Buckley, and of course, you know, Jeff's gone too, he's been gone for a while. This was this lone album, came out in '94, Columbia label. This album, I've said before on my channel, this album will change your mood so quickly. It just makes you go from really happy to kind of depressed, or I mean, every song in here is kind of sad. Of course, this features a cover of the Leonard Cohen song Hallelujah, which is probably one of the more happy songs in here, but it's still kind of sad. And though there is a pretty heavy song in here, Eternal Life. I really love that song, and there's some really haunting stuff like Mojo Pin and Dream Brother. If you want to get into this album, check out the song Grace, and check out the song Hallelujah. And next up, another Soundgarden. This is Bad Motorfinger. Love this album. Psychedelic, it's everything. I mean, my favorite, I don't know what my favorite songs in here. Holy Water and New Damage, maybe, and Mind Riot. But if you want to get into this album, listen to Rusty Cage and Outshined. Those are probably the 2 biggest songs on here. And Jesus Christ Buzz, I just love it. I mean, this whole album's just, every song is just perfect. Heavy, psychedelic, and psychedelic metal, 2 of my favorite genres. That's had Super Unknown is too. And for my number 1 album of all time, Love's Forever Changes. I know people that watch my channel, I've said this probably too many times. People on my channel I probably just don't know. But I love this album. This album's perfect. I love A House Is Not a Motel, The Red Telephone, Set the Scene, Bummer in the Summer. It's the label. Third album, 1967. This album made me want to collect vinyl, really. I got this as more of an investment because it was a record store day item that they only made 1,500 copies of it. It had a single in it, which was 2 of the songs that were on there, which I wish, instead of putting 2 of the songs that were on here, I wish they would have put the songs, oh, what are they called? Oh my god, I'm trying to remember the name. They're 2 of my favorite love songs, too. There's 2 love songs. I have to look at. I think I did this the other day too in a different video. I wish they would have put the songs Your Mind and We Belong Together and Laughing Stock, because those are 2 of my favorite love songs. And like on the single, because it came with a single which had Alone Again and A House Is Not a Motel, which are 2 of the songs that are on the albums. But I wish they would have put 2 songs I just mentioned a minute ago. So yeah, and now for my room tour. Let's go to where we go before. We're in my room. Okay. Here's my room. My door. I signed to tell people not to come in. I know, Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, I don't know if you're watching this, you told me to do this a long time ago, you asked me to do this. My Jackass poster. And I'm sorry I didn't do this, and I think some other people might have asked me. There's some my license plate collection. Really, my love before vinyl slowly turned into vinyl, but I still love to collect license plates. Cruddy Aspen Les Paul Custom ripoff Queen thing. And I guess I should tell you guys how I accumulate a lot of my posters from Silver Platters record store near me. Free posters there. Signed Mudhoney poster. Traffic thing I got at a garage sale for $1. My Marshall Zach Wild. Pedal board. Alright, there's the album. It's my tripod. My computer. Trying to film everything. If you guys have any questions, just ask me. Soundgarden poster got from my uncle. Old Charlie Brown. There's my Heart poster back there. Some records down here. Some in there. My jazz and my blues and my country. And yeah. So just didn't really know what to do for this room tour. Outside, we have a forest behind our house. So that's it, vinyl community. I'll see you later. Hopefully you guys liked this introduction, and hopefully you guys will watch my videos in the near future. Thank you.